friends, my name is Joey. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, this is my supposedly monthly recap that I do of all the videos and the projects that I've done in the month. And I'm late this month, really late in fact, and I have a lot to get to and even a little bit more. And because I'm going to start the video off with some gifts that I received from you guys. There are some really amazing, sweet people in this community, and it's so surprising because, you know, YouTube is social media and it's the internet, and it has a reputation for not being the kindest place to be sometimes. But that being said, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm gonna pop up some pictures when I edit to show you what I received. So the first little group of pictures is from my friend Diana Glasgow. She shared some real treasures with me. Oh my goodness. I love everything that she sent me, and I just feel like I got a pirate's treasure of goodies, bright colors, natural elements, and she just shared some of her treasures with me. And she also made this really beautiful card and put a little poem on here and put a little heart, Diana. That is amazing. And then the next group of pictures is from our friend Janie Fadley. Like, if you guys are comment readers, you probably feel like you know these people as much as I do. She shared some of her work with me, and it's absolutely amazing. Her quality is terrific. And, you know, I was touched because I can tell that you all like really listen to me, which is unbelievable because, you know, in this world, you know, a woman my age and my demographic, nobody listens to me. I'm ignored most of the time, but she's been watching with like the coded things that I love to work with, and she knows my favorite color. She sent me the pink and blue coated like carabiners, or they're like oversized jump rings with hoops. And because I have been doing videos where I decorate jars and like attach them to things like this and then put them on my tote bag when I go to like a bead retreat or a crafting day with friends. And I also have a past video, I'm just gonna reach behind me, where I will take hand lotions or hand sanitizers or a lip gloss and like bead a little component and put a little floofy on it. And this can get attached to your tote bag or your suitcase, you know, if you do like a weekend, you know, like for your weekend or anything like that. And so like she knows my favorite colors, so she sent me these and her beautiful earrings. Like, oh my goodness, you guys, look at that. So pretty. And I love all the bracelets that she sent me. Look at her work. It's just stunning. It's just beautiful. And this is like a little flowering vine with little check glass faceted rounds that she made. And look at this with the duo, I cannot even talk. I am going to get emotional with this because like this is amazing, like the hours of someone's life for doing this kind of work. And I know that she loves leather and macrame, so she did this beautiful adjustable bracelet. And you guys, it's pink, like my favorite color in the world. And then our next friend, her name is Patty Clarkson, and oh my goodness, I am I'm so impressed. So she sent me this package, and it has it was wrapped beautifully, and on the top of the package was this postcard of an Italian opera, or an opera in Italian. And then she uses like she upcycles jewelry or deconstructs jewelry. And for about the past year, she's been making these beaded sun catchers, and she did this one for me. She wrote me a really long letter. She wanted to get this finished before she goes in for a surgery that's going to have a long recovery. And I literally cried reading her letter. And she kind of told me like what some of the things are that she collects for her sun catchers. And she even said that this is a branded ladybug. And when I looked on the back, the little brand is called Torino, which is one of the places that I go regularly in Italy. I have a family there. And anyway, I am so touched. And you guys, she even in the package, she even sent me, let me get it. She even sent me the little suction cup hook. And I have a window right behind me. So as soon as I finish sharing this with you, this is going to go on my window. I can't even say how much I love this. I really can't even say. Like, she told me about the anti-tarnish. Like, she wrote a long letter about, you know, how she did this. And she also made something else for me. I'm also a paper crafter, and I know that for a lot of you, are things that we do are, if you know, if you're an artistic person, if you're a creative person, most of the time, most of us don't just stick with one thing. So she did this very Italian, all Italian, even some canceled Italian stamps. And this looks like some of the bronze in the Colosseum. And, you know, it's just beautiful. This is like the spine of a book of Italian opera. And it's this collage, and like, this is frame worthy. And it's also a card. I have her handwriting inside. I love this so much. In her letter, she was telling me about, she's an Italian girl too, about her Italian heritage. And I love this so much. And the whole package was like flavored with things from Italy, which it just speaks to my heart. And she shared a little bit about her family background and the Italian names in her family and the surgery that she has coming up, which, Patty, I know you're going to come through this. I have every confidence. I can look at you guys' handwriting and the little curly cues. And when I read your comments, like the way you play with words, I know that this is a very creative, very strong, very wonderful community. And, you know, when I started YouTube, I knew that I was putting myself out there. I'm not a poster. I've never been on Facebook or any of that. It's just not my thing. I like to read my books, and I'm a little bit of an introvert, which may be surprising because, you know, I talk, but I never expected this. I really never expected this kind of support or this kind of community. And I don't really have the words to express my gratitude to all of you. It's just wonderful. There's always the trolls who, you know, leave a comment that I talk too much, or, you know, they don't like my eyebrows, or whatever the insult du jour is. But it's easy to ignore them when I have you guys. So I just thank you so much. I get messages that my videos are inspiring, but right back at you guys, because you inspire me as well. And when I get a chance to see some of your work, I am amazed. I'm just absolutely amazed. And Diana sent me the coolest things. Like, I'm not going to go through everything because, you guys, it's just too much. But aren't these amazing? These weigh nothing. They're like super, super skinny little bamboo cylinders. I cannot wait to play with them. And then kind of the same thing, these natural elements. And so I have just returned from my annual beach holiday in Cocoa Beach. I go away by myself every year for a few days to read and do yoga on the beach as the sun rises, and collect seashells and elements for my designs that I like to bring back. And I have like coconut shell and bamboo and seashells and natural elements on my brain right now. And Diana shared like the most amazing, look at this gorgeous filigree. And there's two of these. Like, I am so, it is like she read my mind. I haven't found these filigree in a while, but I had one in my stash that I've had for about 10 years. And I literally have this on my table. I was playing with it and I folded it in half to make some kind of a pendant. I was just like playing. And then I got this in the mail because I was actually saying, where did I get these? I can't remember where I got these, and I'd like to get more. And then she sent me this. So I do not know how to thank you guys. I really don't. I feel like I want to wear one of Janie's bracelets today too. This one kind of matches what I'm wearing, but thank you, thank you, thank you. And Janie sent me these gorgeous 2-hole tile beads as well. And I have these and these in the larger size, but I didn't have this teeny tiny size. And it's so funny because there is a necklace bar that I want to make with these, and I didn't have this size. Again, it's like you guys really listen, and you like, I feel like I've come to know you and you've come to know me, because like your gifts are spot on. Like they're just like it's like you were in my head and said, oh, let me send her that. So it's a heartfelt thank you. It doesn't really express, but heartfelt thank you. And so with Patty's gift here I'm just going to hold it up again. With Patty's gift here of taking apart jewelry, and she was telling me in her letter that like this part here is an earring that she took apart. There's some chain that she took apart, you know, deconstructed. And I love doing this. I really love doing this. And this is actually not in this month's try on because I just posted this video, but I took the dollar bead box for the month of June. So this is ahead. I haven't even shown you guys the dollar bead box for the month of May, but I saw watermelon colors in that box, and I made this multi-strand bracelet that looks like a watermelon. And I was bombarded with comments because the charm that I put on this bracelet is a watermelon slice that's lucite with little crystals for the watermelon seeds and an enamel and rhinestone green rind. And this was a really gaudy bauble bar earring that had a bunch of watermelon pieces going down. And I bought it on clearance maybe 4 or 5 years ago and deconstructed it so that I could do something with these one day. And when the dollar bead box came in, I said, I know, I have a watermelon charm. And so I just wanted to share that with you. Patty seems to know that secret of looking for pieces that are either broken or on clearance or something that you wouldn't wear it as it is, but the elements in it are amazing. And so I wanted to just share something with you because I just purchased these yesterday. I was out shopping with my son. We met a friend for dinner, and we popped into a Marshall's. If you're one of my American friends, you know Marshall's, Home Goods, TJ Maxx are discount department stores. And I think my UK friends, you have TK Maxx. I don't know if you have all the other branches there of the discount department stores, but I know that no matter where you are, you can do thrift stores or places where you get things on clearance. And the bauble bar strawberry earrings were on their second markdown, so they were down to $10. And this is 4 pieces of jewelry because the earring finding is a little leaf with a loop. So, you know, I can either use those as earrings again and do something else on them. And then I got 2 charms for the $10. And then look at this bauble bar watermelon. They were also on clearance for $10. So I have the smaller like watermelon earring posts, and then these pave charms, which I absolutely love, because for me, I would not wear this. That is just not my style, but I might do this with some check glass faceted rounds in watermelon colors, like I did here. Like I'm ready to make a pair of earrings to match my watermelon bracelet. That's, you know, really fun and whimsical for the summer, but a little bit small and, you know, a little bit elegant. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you go out and about, for years, I would look at a jewelry counter in a, you know, like where they have fashion jewelry and skip it because everything I would look at, I go, I can make that, I can make that. And quite a few years back, I stopped doing that and I started like going to those jewelry counters to look for things like this. Because if you go online, you're likely not going to find this, you know, you're not likely to see this in a bead shop. You certainly won't see it in a craft store. So I just wanted to share that because I did get so many comments this week about this watermelon bracelet. I'm going to set those aside. And I just need to kind of move all my gifts off of my mat, and so that I can jump into what I've made this month. But oh my goodness, you guys, I just have to say thank you one more time. I was reading Patty's letter this morning. I was crying. And she said she would be watching. She'll be in the community as she recovers from her surgery. And I know she's going to do great. And so, Patty, we're all pulling for you. Hugs from all of us. And, you know, we will keep in touch with you as you go through this. Okay, let me Okay, clean up. I took a deep breath and like, you know, tried to stop being so emotional, but I just love you guys. So I'm gonna pop up some pictures on the screen of what I did with one of the 2 boxes that I get every month from the Czech Republic. The company's called Craftika, because I don't have them anymore to share with you. They were a gift for the friend that I had dinner with last night. But I did a couple of these jars for myself and I had so much fun. So I'll show you what mine look like as well, because I don't think you saw these. I can't remember if I made them before or after the video, but I take these little glass jars. I have found the gold top ones on Amazon, as well as the ones with the silver tops. And the silver top ones, again, if you're in America and you know where the Dollar Tree, they oftentimes have both sizes in this little jar. And these are so fun. You use your bead caps and make a little beaded component to decorate the tops of the jars. And then you can hang anything that you want from the jar. Like I put a little beaded tassel on this one. I put some floofies on this one. And I just have assorted sequins in here, and you can use the longer ones for a needle case, which is what I did for my friend. And you know, like a big eye needle and some of your beading needles in here. You can keep your special seed beads. Like I have some gold galvanized 15-0 delicas in this little jar because it's one of my favorite beads that I use a lot. And that's gonna bring me to, I did these funny little sort of kind of bead woven projects this month, and they were little boys and girls. So here's the earrings. You can do anything with these. You can make little charms. I just love her little piggy tails. They're so cute. But after I did these and then did these, I was thinking how adorable these would be on a little jar for like the tooth fairy. So if you have mothers or grandmothers that are saving baby teeth, if they have a little girl that they're saving her teeth, you could make one of these, decorate a jar, and or give it to the child to put their little teeth in as their, you know, as their baby teeth come out. If you have a little boy, you do the little boy. And I just thought, what a cute idea, because you know, some of the people in our lives don't wear jewelry, or over the years we've made so much jewelry for them, like you don't know what to do for them next. And I thought that might be like a fresh, fun idea with, you know, a little boy and girl charm on it. And so with that, I also connected I made 3 of them and connected them by their little hands. And I made this little bracelet that I've been wearing with some enamel chain. And I cracked my son up, you guys, because my son has this pair of turquoise shorts that he loves to wear. So I did the little boy on my bracelet with some turquoise shorts. And my son would really like to have a girlfriend, and he's been talking about it a lot. He's at that age. And so I've been teasing him about what her name might be. And I came up with some really funny names like Cinnamon and Peppermint, and it just cracks him up. He's going to kill me for sharing this with you. But I did the little boy in the middle with a little girl on each side for this bracelet. And we were shopping one day and he was bored out of his mind. I was looking at tops or something. And I had this on and I looked down and I said, Anthony, I didn't show you my bracelet. And he was like, oh, that's cute, Mom. And I said, that's you. See the turquoise shorts? And I said, that's Cinnamon and that's Peppermint. And he just completely came unglued in the store. He just was laughing so hard. And so when we go out, he's like, oh, Mommy, are you wearing my bracelet? So it's just a funny little thing, but it was really, really joyful to make these with 28 gauge wire, and they're super easy. And I went further with that because I said, oh my goodness, I need a mermaid for the summer. And I babysit a little girl, she's 7 years old. And so I did a little mermaid for her and a little mermaid for me. And they are called Seychelles and Seychelles. And these are super easy. And I used a little glue, a little E6000 glue, to pop some sequins on their fins and some little seashell embellishments. They both have a little seashell barrette in their hair. And so the techniques are really, really similar. On the mermaid, I started with the tail and worked my way up because I wanted some extra wire for the hair. And on the little people, I start at their head and work down to their shoes. So similar technique, but a little bit different. And I went very slowly, step by step in those videos. And then I was on a kick, you guys. And this will go back to the watermelon situation because like I said, I had so many of you ask me where can I find a watermelon charm like that. So you could make one. So here's a little beaded watermelon. And these are done in 8/0 seed beads, but you could go down to 11/0 if you want your charm to be more petite. And so I have a whole video on this summer necklace. And I did like an ice cream cone with that same technique. I did these adorable flip-flops. Whoops, I am not able to show you. I did a pink and a blue flip-flop, and they are quite dimensional. They have can you see the little flip-flop strap is on the front? Get my hand behind it. I did a few little fish. I did an ice cream cone. And let's see, there's another little style of fish. And what else? The watermelon slice. And is that all that's on here? And another little fish. And I just made like some dangles and mixed in some flamingos and some octopus, a pink octopus and a blue flamingo. This is like summer whimsy. So I just switched up all the colors and just made this like a really colorful, fun. And you know, like for me, I will pop this over my head with like a long black or white swimsuit cover up. Let me just stand up and show you. It's so cute and it's mixed media. And so like with my swimsuit cover-ups, or if I have friends over to go in my spa and we take our wine on the patio, we have our swimsuits on and then, you know, some kind of a little cover-up or a maxi dress. These are so cute and fun for summer, and it's anti-tarnish, so if you get sunscreen on it or if you get hot and sticky outside, this is enamel chain. And so there's really nothing that can get hurt here if you want to wear this as kind of like your own resort wear. So I just love doing that. You guys, I actually looked at a new chair yesterday when I was out with my son because my hydraulic chair is so noisy, and I don't know if you can see, it drops me down sometimes and then picks me back up, and I actually shopped for a new chair yesterday. Okay, since we're on the subject of whimsy, the Magical Mystery Bead Box this month was called Sweets Shop, and I did this bracelet. I actually did quite a few videos with this box because I did a special video just for Jessie James Beads, just for subscribers of the Magical Mystery Bead Box. When you get that card in your box, the little QR code that's at the top, if you scan that with your phone or your tablet, that will take you to a special video that's not for the public. It's just for subscribers of the box. So there's a really cool design on that QR code. But then I did a couple of videos for my channel too, or a couple of projects for my channel. And one of them is this really adorable Sweets Shop charm bracelet. It has donuts, it has a teacup, it has a little sprinkle things like some candy hearts, a little coconut snowball cookie. Like, it was so fun and just like so colorful and dangly, and I just loved it. But I also had so much fun with all the bead mixes in the box. So I did these really cute earrings. These are my favorite. Let me take my earrings out that I'm actually going to wear. I'm starting a project today with the daughter of one of my oldest and dearest clients. She's having a baby, and we are starting the baby's nursery today. So I'm kind of dressed to go to that, but I really wanted to thank everybody for the gifts, and it kind of prompted me to get this video done, my recap video as well. But look at these cute earrings. I'm going to put one in, and then I'll hold one up close. But look how gorgeous these are. I love these. Again, I would probably wear this as resort wear, but there were donut beads in the box. Let me switch hands. There were donut beads in the box and all these candy colors, pink, yellow, purples, blues, greens. And I just did this like fun stack alternating gold and silver. And these are just absolutely, I mean, I love them. I got the length just right. They're almost a shoulder duster. I just love them. I did another pair here with the candy, the little candy. They were like little pastel peanut beads that are drilled down the middle, and they stack on top of each other to make that really cool shape. And so I did another little pair of like candy earrings, and they're just sweet, sweet, sweet. No pun intended. Sweet, sweet, sweet. They're so cute. I just had a lot of fun with that. Okay, where to go next? And then I did a little kind of a gift for another friend. Our birthdays are both in May, and I got to thinking, I love the Lily of the Valley flowers, and I don't have any Lily of the Valley jewelry, none at all. So of course I had to get right on that and make some. I have put my Permalac coating on the clasps and everything here. So a lot of times when you do that, like, I'll show you the bracelet, but this is for my friend Lorena. It's not a surprise. She watches my videos, but I'm not ruining the surprise because I sent her a picture and told her that I made these for us. But sometimes when you brush your Permalac coating on your toggle clasps, you have to go back after it dries and like separate them. Each of our bracelets has our initial on it. And a little like Lily of the Valley. I used some green pearls. I used some check glass bellflowers in that really pretty opalescent color, and just popped in a few bright green leaves. I really just tried to do kind of a fantasy beaded version of the Lily of the Valley flower for all of us May girls. And I did one for myself. Mine has a little J, and my friend Lorena, hers has a little L. And so I can't wait to give this to her. I'll put this in a pretty organza bag, and that will be a gift for her. So there's a video for that. And then I did another video for the Jesse James Beads things with for Jesse James Beads with some things that they have on their website. This video went on 2 channels. It went on my channel and their channel. So, you know, not everybody sees everything that's posted. So it is on 2 places, but these are some things that they have had on their website for a while that they still have. And I just used this beautiful turquoise and brass chain and added it into a beaded section with some loops in the front. And I did this kind of a funny thing where the 2 loops are the closure in the front. And I made 3 different pendants just by playing and stacking with the beads. I made my own head pin on this one, and I popped a lobster claw clasp on the top of every pendant. So you can take one base necklace with you and change to all these different pendants and continue to add pendants if you want to. I embellished some of them with wire. I did make my own head pin. It looks like the camera's not focusing. Work with me, camera. But that is a really sweet, really fun project. And if you get a bead mix and maybe you don't know what to do with it, it's a great idea because you can pull from the mix to make some pretty components to add into chain, and then use the other things in the mix to create some pendants to go with it. And you know, that's just lovely. And so up next, I'm going to do Sam's bead box. It was so gorgeous. It was called Spa Day, and I did a lot with Spa Day. I'm going to pop in one of the pairs of earrings. Look at that. There were these really beautiful copper components, and all of my pieces are a mix of gold and copper, which is my 2 favorite metals. But copper looks great with silver. If you're a silver lover, you can easily mix a copper. And the colors in it were all these beautiful blues and purples, very serene, very tranquil. I absolutely just had, I mean, it was, the pieces were just beautiful. And so I did one pair of earrings that's like a little bit bigger. And then my specialty earring that I do is making my wire become my ear wire. So in other words, my wire that I am stacking my beads on and designing on also goes right into becoming the earring. And I really love that. And this is the coolest little pair where on one little piece of anti-tarnish craft wire, I did the spiral, ran the wire through horizontally and then up vertically, added a bead, and then turned it right into the earring wire. And so it's like a little all-in-one, pop that into your ear for this really beautiful earring. I love them so much. This is my style. Like, this is a thing that I would reach for, you know, like on just an average day when I need to pop an earring in my ear. For me, that's like the sweet size. And They're just so pretty, and it's super easy to make, you guys. So, and I didn't say this again because so many of you are returning friends to my channel, but if you have never seen one of my recap videos before, I will put a link to the video where I made these in the order that I'm showing things under this video. So you tap more to open the description box, and then almost always you have to tap more again under my videos because there's a lot of information there. I keep a list of my favorite tools. I do that for newer people because I get so many messages of newer people that are just starting to make jewelry and they're just starting to collect their tools. And I also have just started adding a little box of my current favorite findings because I tend to pull out the same diamond cut gold filled jump rings, my swivel gold plated lobster claw clasp, favorite floral gold plated head pins, things like that, that you guys see me use over and over in my videos. And so the links are there, but also for my try on videos, in the order that we're trying things on, the video will be listed there. So back to Sam's Bead Box, as I like to say, back to the regularly scheduled program. I absolutely love when I was looking at the beads, and that happens to me when a box is curated really well. Altogether, the beads, just the color story was breathtaking. And I decided that the best thing to do would be to keep them together. So I did 3 separate stretch bracelets, each with its own little personality. These chips in the box, I loved the chips. And I just took 3 of them and just popped them like randomly on the bracelet. The focal check glass flowers, there were pearls in the box. Like, it was so good, you guys. It was just so good. And I made a stack of 3 stretch bracelets, and then I used some purple sari silk and made a little I don't know, like a sari silk jump ring, if you will, and just embellished it with beads. And I just loaded it up with junk, Junque, not Junk, but just stuff like the lotus charm. And just, I made charms out of some of the chip beads. They were top drilled, so I just put a jump ring through and added in a pearl and some, you know, sparkle. And it's just a beautiful bracelet. And like, it's a kind of looks like a multi-strand bracelet like that. And then speaking of those chip beads, oh my goodness, I loved them so much. So if you've been here before, you know that I am a big fan, and I encourage people that make a lot of jewelry like me to make a base necklace or 2 for yourself out of your favorite metal or thing. If it's leather, if it's Brazilian cord or hemp or gold metallic or copper. And so let's see, where is mine? I have my base necklace. Oh, it's right here. So my favorite metal is gold. So my base, I have made quite a few of these because I also like different lengths. So my base necklace is gold, and I've gotten a little knot in mine because you guys, I have so much on my table. I have so much on my table. This remains the most difficult part of my job on my channel, is this trying on and like talking into the camera. It's still hard for me. But I don't like to hide behind anonymity of the internet or hide behind my keyboard. I feel like people that are supporting me, it's good for you to, you know, see me every now and then. And also, if you're investing time in one of my videos or in a project, I think it's helpful to see things on a person, so that when you invest time in something, you can actually see how things lay and how they look on. And then if you want to spend money on those supplies or spend your time on that, you know, you have an idea where it's going and if you really want to do that. So for that reason, I think it's good. So I'm going to show you, I did this with the chips. I sorted through, like I laid them all on my mat, and I chose the biggest, kind of longest ones, and then I just worked my way out. I just sorted through and laid them out in a pattern. And I had these they're components with a loop at the top and bottom, and I just like how contemporary it is. And let me back my noisy chair up and show you. So I know a lot of you have seen my base necklace, and I have longer ones of these and shorter, and I have finer chain than this. I use chain from Purity Beads. It's solid brass, it's gold plated. They also have copper plating. They have a solid sterling silver. They have gold filled, but these are the least expensive and they wear just like gold because they have an e-coating for anti-tarnish. And if you even get one bead box a month, you have a steady flow of beads. So this way I can make like add-in sections for my necklace. I put a lobster claw clasp on each side of my base necklace. And then all I have to do is add my base necklaces onto my lobster claw clasp. And I have all these beautiful necklaces. So I have a tray in my jewelry wardrobe that is just my add-in sections and then my empty chains, my base necklaces next to it. So when I get dressed, I can decide which, I choose which base neck or which add-in I want, and then pick my base necklace that's going to go with my outfit for the day. And so that's what I have done here with the Sam's bead box. And I just think it's such a good idea for those of us that make a lot of jewelry, because you don't have as many long chains in your jewelry box every month. Let me see if that was all that I did with Sam's bead box. I don't want to miss anything. My tray is such a mess, you guys. I mean, it's such a mess that I can't really see everything. So let me take this off, and I am going to jump to something that I think, if I do say so myself, I think it's amazing. I was literally playing in my stash with some bead caps, like literally with some bead caps. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. And I turned bead caps and wire and a little bird charm into birdcage earrings. And get up close to the camera, and I'll show you one really up close. These are so easy. It is only a connecting project, literally. Do not let how adorable and how intricate it looks intimidate you. If it's something that you like, you can totally do that. Just this morning, I went back under the video because when I edited, I did find some bead caps that will work for this, but I found an even better assortment, and it is now linked under the video if you really would like to make these. I know that you can do it. I go very slowly, step by step, and these are just adorable. Now, when I wear these, I can tell you that that will probably be the only piece of jewelry that I wear because they're a little bit outside of my earring comfort zone. That being said, I love them, and who's going to have these, but what I will wear a lot and what I will put on one of my base necklaces, you can do the same thing and make it a pendant. So it's exactly the same thing. I just put a really large jump ring on this end. So any of my lobster claw clasps that are in my plain chains or silk cord, or this would be so pretty on pink leather with just a white t-shirt. So I have a little pendant. I definitely wouldn't do the earrings and the pendant together, but oh wow, this is so gratifying. I'm telling you, I was giggling through this project. I full disclosure, I was like, I have to giggle at this because it's so pretty. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is my collaboration box with Dee Dee Beads. And this month it was amazing, you guys. It always is. Stella is wonderful at curating beads. She sources beads. I don't know where. Maybe she goes to the moon to get the best beads. I don't know. But my friend Stella is absolutely amazing at running her business. And she loves all of you. She goes under the videos. You guys see her interacting. And we love to work together. I have a design background, and we both have a designer's heart and an artist's heart. And when we come together, it just feels like we do a great job. I'm sorry if I'm, being arrogant, but I feel like we do a great job. At least I love what we come up with, and I know that she does too. So this month's box was called Posh Pearls. And by the way, if you're new here, we don't do this every month. We have two themes. I'm going to digress for a moment. We have two themes coming up. We're working on, actually, first time we've ever worked on two boxes at once. But we have found a bead artist, an American bead artist. And some of you are maybe a little familiar with her because I've shown her work on my channel before. I met her through my channel right after I started it, and we've gotten to know each other, and we've shared some of our work, and we have hired her we commissioned her to do some special beads that you will not see anywhere else. You will not be able to get them anywhere else. And our next 2 boxes are going to include some of her work. I cannot even tell you, I don't have my samples yet. I cannot even tell you how excited I am for this box. I helped with the design of the beads a little bit, like the colorway and what I wanted it to look like, and then I let her run with it and do her thing, and she did an amazing job. Oh my goodness, she did an amazing job. And Stella is already working on the things we want to add into the handmade artisan beads. So I'm giving you guys a heads up now. Our boxes sell out, and I think this one's going to go really fast. I really do. So if you're interested in it, I would not wait when I make the announcement on my channel, and Stella makes it on her website and on her Facebook group. So back to the regularly scheduled program of Posh Pearls, our box for this month. I could not stop making projects with it because it was so beautiful. You wouldn't know that I had a hand in designing the box, because when the things came to me, it was like I'd never seen them before, and it was all my favorite things. So I did a whole slew of bracelets, multi-strand bracelets with extenders, bracelets where I added in some things from my stash that were not in the box to change up the look a little bit. I also did I'm running out of room here, guys. I also did some really beautiful earrings with the Baroque pearls that were in the box. There were check glass bell flowers in the box, crystals in the box, some glass pearls in the box. I mean, it is all the things, you guys, like all the best things. I was looking for the other earring. So I did these really gorgeous pearl earrings with a flower garden hanging above the top of the pearl, and I added in some gold chain, and they are fun and easy to make. These, I don't know if I would classify this as a beginner project. In the video, I did explain, exactly what to do and some different looks you could get. My vision of this was for my flower section to really be stationary and stay where I put it. But I did some a little bit of fancy wire working, laying across the pearl, which is one of my favorite things to do. So there was that. And then my very first project with the box was making your own beaded chain. And I think somebody told me this is called a serpentine chain. I didn't know that's what it was called. I call it a jump ring chain, but it's jump rings and seed beads that you make. And in the video, I showed exactly how to keep your wave pattern going through the whole chain, the tips and tricks for making this work. And I did a necklace, but this would be absolutely stunning as a little chain bracelet. And you could scale it up if you wanted to use larger beads and, make larger jump rings, you could scale it up. But this is a multi-strand necklace, and it's asymmetrical, just really fun. I'm gonna try to put this on. I'm so used to my longer necklaces that I just pop over my head. So this is a little bit out of my comfort zone here, but let me take the bird cages off so you can see the necklace. They are quite a statement, those little bird cages. So, and let me get myself situated. It's not always good to use the camera and do I have this front facing forward? I'm using the camera as a mirror. It doesn't always work out so well. And I don't have the chain laying flat exactly the way that it would. But this was the first project. And what I did when I got the pearl box is I kind of planned out how I was going to use my pearls. And so one of the things that I share with everybody in this video is how to extend the length of your pearls with other beads to make it look like you have more pearls or more of a bead that you like. So I did that and was able to get a double strand out of it. As you see, all those bracelets, the earrings, and then let me take this off because I was done really with designs, and I'd used almost everything from the box, and I was putting everything away from our box to move on to my next projects. And I ended up doing a necklace that is my favorite. I love this even more than the other one. And I literally took wire scraps that are out of my scrap pot and made this little beaded chain. It has a little dangle on the clasp, and I used the leftover seed pearls. Got a little tangled here. I used the leftover seed pearls from the box to make some ring components. I used some vintage seed beads, a couple of the vintage pink check glass coin beads that were in the box, left over because I had done this beautiful bracelet. So these chip beads, these pink opal chip beads, I had left over, and I did a necklace with scraps and leftovers, and I think this necklace is just stunning. I'm crazy about this. It's a little bit shorter than my normal necklaces that I wear, but I am crazy about this necklace, and it is like all my leftover things from the box. And I just think it's so pretty. And you know, if you want to like do this and then layer a long gold chain with a pearl, I've done videos in my pearl series. So I put all of these videos except for this one, because there's not many pearls, just the seed pearls in this. But all of these videos, you can find them on my playlist that I started for 2025 called Pearls Reimagined, Not Your Nona's Pearls. And this one, I just put it as a regular video. It's not on the playlist because it was just all leftovers. And, you know, sometimes when you're trying to clean up, the beads do not want to get put away. They have other plans for me. So, you guys, I have this in my tray, and I can't remember. I don't think this belongs in this tray. I am going to show it to you because I think I've already done this in my recap video for last month. But yeah, because this was the Magical Mystery bead box from the month before the sweets shop. And I just had, I think I was wearing this and I laid it in my tray, but I did this storybook bracelet with Puddles the duck and the beads, but this is in another video. So I mean, it just was randomly in my tray. So I also did some videos with the Dee Dee's Deluxe bead box, and they are gorgeous. So this one is, I was going to put this on, but I kind of want to show you. I pulled these components from my stash and some pink Brazilian waxed cord, and this color story is so denim friendly. I mean, beautiful blue and pink. I added in some pink metallic seed beads, and every little component on this is just cool. I floated a coin bead in a metal ring. I have this really pretty drop on this, and so it's mixed media. It goes from metal to cord to wire to seed beads to check glass. It's just really beautiful. It's no matter how it spins around, there's just something lovely to look at, and this is super easy. I even have like a little boho fringe on the clasp, and then again, same color story is just fascinating to me. I just love how Stella did this, but there were the coolest 2-hole, really tiny metal, gem duos, or I don't know. I really had never seen this bead this small and painted metal, and I just really wanted to feature that bead. So I put a magnetic clasp on this one, and this just was such a pretty box. There were these really cool bead caps slash spacer beads slash connectors. They have a really unusual profile. You can put them on top of a bead, but they also made really great connectors. So I did that with them. And these beautiful bell earrings were in that box, and I left my connectors so that they can go on my lever back interchangeable ear wires. You guys, if you would see my table, I have such a mess here. I don't even know what I was wearing today. Let me slip these on. Let me just show you. And for newer people, I love my gold-filled lever back interchangeable ear wires. They have a little groove right here. And so as you make your earring drops, be still, as you make your earring drops, you can just feed them right on. And like you saw that today, I was wearing these kind of lantern earrings that I did, and I just left the chain here, and that way I have a few pairs of these. And again, I don't need an ear wire every single time I make an earring. And I just really, really love that. And on that note, I am going to jump to my Potomac treasure box for last month. This is so pretty. I'll pop one in and then I'll show you the other one close to the camera lens. But I love when we get Potomac pearls in our treasure box. And I feel like that box is just getting better and better every single month. I just really feel like it's such a good box. But I did these very lightweight, really classic, like teardrops. I love the swing. I love the movement of these. And it's really simple, really simple. My soft flex wire, the round duos that were in the round glass pearls, a few little seed beads, making a sweet little component with these disco balls that were in the box. And it's just like a really fast, gorgeous pair of earrings. I love these. And the color story that Potomac Beads has been doing has just been amazing. And so also with Potomac Beads, that for last month, I did a very classic, beautiful Y necklace. And there were beautiful little check glass fishies in that box. And I did like a little fish drop on my Y necklace and just stacked the beads in for the Y intersection of the necklace. So let me pop this on. I love this. Again, this is my my personal style of jewelry. I make everything. I really do make everything, but I don't wear everything. You know, I have like certain favorites, but this is a classic Y necklace. You know, when you make a Y necklace, you need this little intersection here and then something for the drop. And I like them long. You can do Y necklaces where your intersection is up here, like at your collarbone, and you know, where it's shorter, but I generally make mine a little bit longer. And the beads in this month's box were absolutely gorgeous. And these little fish are just so whimsical. And I added some crystals in, and I added in some seashells with pearls that were glued in the middle. I did that. I showed you guys how easy it is to do that. And I have a little fishy Y necklace there. So it's super cute. My chair's gonna pop down like it always does. Let's see. I think that was all that I did with the Potomac treasure box. And then let me jump to the bargain bead box. It was so beautiful, you guys. It was called May Flowers. And the color story, it was all the garden colors. I'll pop my earrings on first. So I'm going to use my lever back interchangeable ear wires. I'll pop this one on, and then I'll show you again a little bit of an up close look at it. There were articulated flower components in the box, and I was crazy about this lavender bead. And this is a super, super simple earring. I did not put an ear wire on because, as you can see, the interchangeable lever back ear wires are just wonderful for this. I just like, this is my style. Again, I probably wouldn't even wear a necklace if I wore these earrings, but I really, really love them. But I did make a necklace with this box, and it is so pretty. I did this necklace for the video as a, as a necklace with a clasp on it. But after I was all done filming and photographing, I put this on and I love it. I absolutely love it. It has some flower charms. It has some knotting. It has some like handmade chain with donut beads and jump rings and this gorgeous slice pendant. But it was a little bit too short for me. So I did the same thing that I love to do. I put some jump rings onto my Brazilian waxed cord. And now this is an add-in section. And so I have this, I have a shorter one and a longer one, but this is what I mean about creating a base necklace for yourself. You can really like play with your lengths, and this really needs to go on my shorter one because it is quite long. It's a little bit too long, actually. You'll never hear me say that again because I love long necklaces. But I don't have my shorter one handy, but I do have a shorter base necklace here, and that way I'll just show you what it would look like on the shorter one. But that way, you know, I have this beautiful necklace. Actually, if I was wearing a maxi dress, I might actually wear this the longer one, but it is quite long. But that was my necklace from Bargain Bead Box. I added in some of these little butterflies. It just, you know, just really, really was a pretty box. And then with our dollar bead club, I get the dollar bead box and the dollar bead bag, the add-on subscription. It was so beautiful. The color story was just so oceanic, and I love this colorway, this dragonfly coin bead. And so I made a fancy little drop here, and I made beaded rings and encased my 3 stretch bracelet strands and added my charm onto the 3 beaded rings. I have worn this bracelet so much. I mean, it's really gorgeous. One of my tricks for a bracelet like this is to make it a little bit bigger than you normally would, because that makes it easy to take on and off. And also you know, it's elastic cord, so it's not forever jewelry, but it really gives longevity to it. But this bracelet is so pretty, and I have worn this so much since I made it. I really, really love it. And we are coming to near the end, you guys. I made too much jewelry this month. And I say that I'm going to start doing these videos a little bit more frequently so that they won't be so long. But I have to rearrange my whole filming area to face the camera. I have a different tripod and a circle light when I do these videos. And I have to move my microphone stand, and other tripod has to be moved out of the way. And you know, my forte is really designing and making jewelry. So I'm always late. Always late with these videos. But the other box that I get directly from the Czech Republic, and right now in my brain, I can't remember if this is Bohem style or Czech Beads exclusive, but it is always so good. And this month's was this beautiful color story of yellows and greens and butterflies. So I used a little piece of oval memory wire and actually added an extender chain onto the memory wire. And put some butterflies on the chain. And I actually put this on backwards, put it on this way. And it has just some fun little things right on the memory wire. I did a little bit of herringbone wrap leading down into my extender chain, and it's just really pretty, really sweet. I think I mixed gold and silver on this one again. That's a big trend for 2025, so I've been doing it quite a bit in my designs. And then I'm gonna jump to the design challenge kit from Softflex Company. Oh my gosh, you guys, their kit is really quite amazing. I think that I overlooked it for a while, but when I think about their kit for the price and the fact that you always get a full spool of their 49 strand bead stringing wire, you always get their #2 crimp tubes, which have like triple the thickness of the wall of regular crimp tubes. And you know, they work great with a magical crimping plier, but you're also always get a Jesse James bead mix because they partner with Softflex Company, and then they put in Czech glass or like some kind of a specialty thing, and it was so good this month. You guys, look at these earrings. I have my bracelet here too. But look at the beads. There were bamboo cylinder beads that were dyed in this really tropical orange, and turquoise disc beads, and these lava beads that are gold covered. it was absolutely stunning. And I did another one of my like all-in-one ear wire where I stacked my beads and then took my wire right into the ear wire. And I love these earrings. I will wear this all summer long and into next season as well. They're just so pretty. And then with those cylinder beads, I mean, they're just so unique. I had not seen them. I did this really cool bracelet that has several focal points, and just mixed in some seed beads and just kind of strung this in an unusual way. And this also has an extender chain with a little suede tassel and a little bead stack. And it's gorgeous on. It's absolutely gorgeous. I won't clasp it because I want to move on to the last couple of things, but what a great job. I don't know, Kristen, Sarah, Thomas, all of you, hugs. I even said that I would hug all of you. When I got the box, I was like, woohoo, this is so pretty. And you know, this is, for my area of the world, this is year-round jewelry, but I just loved it. I loved it. So I will definitely put a link to that video in the description box. And then what is up next? With this month's Potomac treasure box, that's how behind I am, you guys. With this month's treasure box, we got the coolest set of Azuki seed beads, and I did these really pretty little extender chain, very easy beaded pattern bracelets with the seed beads that came in the box. And this has not gone on YouTube yet, but it will go up before this recap video, and I am so excited to show this to you. I could have saved it for next month, but I am so excited to show this to you. I was so inspired by this month's Potomac treasure box. I'm doing 2 treasure boxes in one recap because, as I said at the beginning, I am behind. But I love the tublet beads that came in the box. I just love them. And I had already had some Potomac beads, tublet beads on my work table and a little check glass button. And I made a front closure lariat necklace with this glass bellflower. I have chains coming out of the bellflower with some little tublet beads on the end of the chain. A lampwork bird is sitting on top of it all, and you can kind of peek through the bellflower and see the white pressed glass check glass bicone. And I wasn't even going to add white into this piece, but these bicones were in the box and I love them, and they work so perfectly with my lampwork bird. And all of this goes down to another lampwork little goose that I have, and these gorgeous leaves, these Athena cast leaves, and these tulip beads were in the box. And you guys, this necklace is beyond gorgeous. It is beyond gorgeous. I'm gonna just back up again. I'm gonna take these earrings out so that nothing interferes with this necklace. So the way this works is you just bring your button closure around where you want it, and there is a seed bead loop on this end, and so it's like a little pink button closure in the front. And my beautiful lamp work is right here where it's safe and sound and where I can see it and play with it during the day. And like, to me, again, wide leg linen pants and a white shirt and this beautiful whimsical necklace and maybe just some plain gold hoop earrings. And I'm so in love with this necklace. It's such an easy design to accomplish, but it is stunning and it is one of a kind. And I just love it. Can I say one more time? I love it. So, and I couldn't wait to show you this, but you know, I have to hold it back because Potomac Treasure Box Reveal Day is always on the 10th of the month. And so I had to kind of hold it back and not show it to you until now. But I was just crazy about it. And then I'm going to jump to the Adornable Elements Beads of the Month Club. I'm rotating my clubs. They have 6 different clubs to choose from. The Hot and Trendy is one of them. That's like upcoming and current bead finishes and shapes that are, you know, kind of newish. and they have Seed Beads of the Month Club, Gemstone of the Month Club. So you can choose just one and get that same one every month, or you can do like I'm doing and rotate, and then it'll be a surprise every month. You don't know what you're going to get. And so I got Seed Beads this month, and they are just beautiful. And I did these little chain earrings with making rings with the seed beads, and just really pretty, really sweet movement. Hold this one up close. I went ahead and added them to an ear wire. So I just intertwined some seed bead rings, and I put a little fancy wire wrapping on a pearl from another box. I love when I get their seed beads, because I find that they go back and work in with my other bead boxes. And so this pretty green was in the box this month, and these were the leftover bits from the bargain bead box. And so I combined the two of them to make this little flower garden earring. And again, back to our upcycling or recycling or deconstructing jewelry. These crystal post earring backs are a department store earring that I didn't like the earring, and they were on clearance, but I loved these. So again, I deconstructed something else and turned it into something that I will wear. And I've brushed my Permalac coating on all of this just to show you. The Permalac anti-tarnish coating that I link under every video and share with you, it has been brushed over the crystals, all the prongs, and it still sparkles like crazy. Don't make the mistake of buying the matte if you want to brush it over things that sparkle, because that will remove the sparkle from things. But I'm going to put this one in this ear and look funny for a second, because I'm going to have the other one in the other ear. But I just did this really pretty little flower garden earring. That was my 2 earrings with adornable elements this month. And let's see, is there anything else that I missed? My tray is finally getting a little bit empty. Oh, there is. I hate to take this necklace off. I so hate to take this off. I feel like I should wear this today. This has jumped to the top of the list of my favorite things that I've ever made. I love lamp work, and I love the sweetness and the whimsy of this, but I think it's also delicate and feminine and really elegant. So I know, Joey, stop talking and playing with your necklace and move along. This video is about upcycling, I guess. I made a very tropical pink and orange necklace a few years back, and it was badly tarnished and in need of repair. And so I was really inspired by the curated bead box. There were these orange coconut rings in that box. And so I used those rings to redo a necklace that I had already done. And I love the way that this turned out. This is also a really cool, like, resort wear necklace. I completely changed the pink and orange look by adding in some of the turquoise, because that was in the box. And these large whole crystals were in curated bead box. And I don't know if you can see on this video, but you can see through this crystal, and the hole is really large. So inside the crystal, I have strung some extra strands of the cord and seed beads on that cord. So it's like a little window into the bead world, if you will. And I just mixed in like these heart enamel coated jump rings for my intersection and a little bead frame. And I just love the way that this turned out. And again, for me, this is like resort wear. I would wear this with a bathing suit cover up. And then I have one more necklace. This is going to be my last item for this try on video. You can get this one off. This was one of my videos that appeared on my channel as well as Jesse James Beads channel. And it is a nautical resort wear, again, natural elements. These look like the buoys or the rope that the sailors use. These gorgeous blue lampwork beads that are blown glass. Everything in this piece is really pretty. And I mixed gold and silver again. And what is unique about this? This is a lariat necklace. It is a front closure necklace, but it is also adjustable. So let me show you what I mean. I used 2 toggle sets. One of them is here and one of them is here. So if you are wearing like a maxi dress or something that is really long and flowing and you want kind of a choker style and you want your long dramatic drop to be here, you can totally wear this way. But just as easily you can unhook the T-bar and shorten this by coming around to the second opening of the toggle. And now you have like a classic Y necklace slash lariat, and it's a little bit shorter. And honestly, I love this and I would wear this both ways. And again, I wear like long lacy pants over my swimsuit and long tops that way, sometimes a maxi dress when I'm by the pool or the spa, and this is perfect for that. It is just perfect. Jesse James Beads has these really beautiful natural rope heart openings, and they had a little set of charms on their website that has the pearl already inside the seashell and just all these kind of nautical elements. Elegant though, and mixing gold and silver, so very trendy for 2025. So you guys, believe it or not, even though I have on two separate earrings, that is my recap for, I don't even know, is that the month of, that's going to be the month of May or the month of June. I'm so mixed up because I did mix a couple of the boxes here, but I will definitely put all of these links, put links to everything in the description box, all the videos in the order that I shared everything in. And I am going to really try to do a better job of doing these videos a little bit more often so that they are not so long. And I just have to say one more time, thank you so much to all of you for watching, for commenting, for giving your support to my channel, your gifts, your emails, your cards. They go directly to my heart. And I just don't really have the words, but I just have to like keep saying thank you. That I really feel like it has very little to do with me and everything to do with the people that have come together in this little community. It's a small community. When I look at other channels, it's small, but it doesn't get any better than this. And so I thank you all so much. And I will see you in the next video. Ciao, friends.